Shalom. This is Sincere Milk of Yahawasap, Lion's Den. I camp out with Lion Den, Hawan Ben Yashawala in Jacksonville, Florida. First, I have to give a prayer to the Father, to the Son, to the elders, and to the archons and the women and children. Kau Halayim La Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashai. Bahashem Ha Roka Krodash Mahamaf. In the name of Yahawashai, in spirit and holy and in truth. Double honors to the elders of GMS. Double honors to my elder Hawan. Salutation to the archons who are on the forefront of the earth in sincerity and truth. And to the women and children, Shalom. Okay, well, keeping our eyes on the signs of the times. More whistleblowers are coming out. More Edomites, okay? This is Richard Black. I believe he's a senator. Did U.S. NATO blow up the pipelines? Slakia. I'm going to play a little bit so you can hear from the horse's mouth. The title of this lesson is called Indoor Hardship. Winter is coming. Here we go.
Of Virginia, and I'm a retired colonel. I fought in Vietnam in very, very bloody combat. I was wounded in Vietnam, and then later I was a JAG officer. Finally, served in the Pentagon, where I advised the Senate Armed Services Committee. I testified before Congress, and had my division prepare the executive orders that went to the President of the United States. So I have a background. I'm a patriot. I've risked my life hundreds of times for the country, but I am very concerned about the direction of American foreign policy. What I want to talk to you about this morning is something that was very dramatic that just recently occurred, and that was the explosive detonations that destroyed the Nord Stream 1 and 2. There are only a few nations that have the means of carrying out a military strike of this technical complexity. Now, I was a career prosecutor, and so I looked at these things from the eyes of a prosecutor. You look at motive, means, and opportunity. So you say, well, who had the means to destroy the pipeline? Now, the Ukraine does not have the means of doing it on their own, not unless somebody walked them through it. So I think you can write out the Ukraine. Now, who had motive? You have to find somebody who's got the motive. Certainly, there were nations that did have the motive. Poland, for example, might be one. But there was no nation that had a clearer motive to destroy the pipelines than the United States. Only the United States had the means, the motive, and the opportunity to destroy this vital infrastructure. President Biden publicly declared his intention to destroy Nord Stream 2 back on February 7th. He was speaking at a joint news conference with German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, and Biden said, and I quote, "If Russia invades, again, there will no longer be a Nord Stream 2. We will bring an end to it."
I'll stop it right there. Okay? So you can see more whistleblower Edomites are coming out. But as I'm scrolling along, looking at other news and looking into with the Holy Spirit of Yahweh Shin to do the lesson, something hit me that I also saw another one of NASA talking about Betelgeuse star, that's what they called it, that what happens when it blows up, how it can turn off everything on Earth, right? And that news, I saw it today, okay, when it came out. And also, Sleepy Joe, right, the president, came out in another news talking about Putin, and one of the journalists asked him, "Can that, and bring in what they call that, weapons of mass destruction?" Slovakia, and he said, "Yes, it can bring Armageddon." So it hit me looking at this and those other newscast things going on. That I think they're talking in codes. They're telling their people, get ready before winter comes, right? So they can go into their bunkers. I just wanted to throw that out there. Okay, I want to go to the title, to the lesson. Slovakia. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahweh. Things are going to get harder out here, okay? The Edomites are going to make sure that with food, with electricity, with rent, right, with work, with jobs, okay? Verse 4. No man that wars entanglement himself with the affairs of this life, that he may pass, or please him who has chosen him to be a soldier. So we've been called to do the work of Yahweh Shin Yahweh Shai, right? And we are soldiers. Now, when I say soldiers, you so-called Christians start thinking of the military, that we're getting up arms with weapons. No, our only weapon is the Bible. Okay? And make that clear. I know that Bocav Malone, who wrote a book about us, called us black. But he's went to that college, Christian college, so he's been indoctrinated, and he's from the Catholic religion. Okay? And if you look carefully, you're going to see that we're not black. We are all shades of different colors. All right? Slovakia. I want to go to 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 5. And then I'm going to jump around. But watch thou in all things, endure affliction, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry. Okay? This is very important work that we're doing. Okay? And some of us come in earlier, some of us come in late, different ages, like in my camp, in my eldest camp, Slovakia. I am the oldest in age. But everyone else who came in younger than me been doing it for longer than I have. The work of Yahweh Shin Yahweh Shai, their spirit's much older than mine. And you can tell when you just learn to stay quiet and pay attention. And you see the spirit in action. I want to jump to verse 7. I have fought a good fight. I have finished my cause. I have kept the faith. Okay? Now faith goes faith with works, okay? Faith not alone is dead. I'm gonna go to verse 8. Here henceforth there is a laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which Yahweh Shai, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing. Now, I use the word love, and word is an action, okay? So if those who say that they have faith but they don't have the work, where's the love, right? Something to think about. 2 Timothy chapter 1, let me go there. Verse 8. Yeah, you thought I was going to talk about the Edomites. No, this is to feed the sheep. Verse 8. Be not thou therefore ashamed of the testimony of our Yahweh Shai, not nor Slakia of me, his prisoner, but be thou partaker of the affliction of the gospel, according to the power of Yahweh. Okay, according to what he gave you. You gotta, we all gotta be patient. He decides when we grow. Okay? And through our elders and our archons who have been doing this longer, we learn from them. Okay? Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 24 to 27. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receive the prize? So run that ye may obtain. Okay? Just like in business, in this world, people compete, right? And run that race. Well, we compete to run the race of Yahweh Shin Yahweh Shai, for him to come back and remove this kingdom and bring us back into that spiritual superpower body, to the new kingdom that he's going to bring. Verse 25, and every man that strive for the mastery is temperate for all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible crown. Right? We know what we're doing it for, okay? So we don't get caught up too much with the things of this world. Even when I meet women, I let them know that my first love is doing the work of Yahweh Shin Yahweh Shai. If they can give me the respect and the space to do the work, okay, I might be interested. But things are getting so close, and at my age, I put more attention doing the work, okay? But hey, it all depends what Yahweh Shai says. Okay, I'm going to verse 26. Therefore, so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I, not as one that beats the air. Yeah, we're not doing this just for nothing, right? A fantasy, a dream, something that is not real. No, we know that what we're doing is very, very real. And we know that those so-called UFOs, when they're really chariots, Yahweh Shai with the angels are coming back to clean house, remove this wicked kingdom, and put things back in order. Verse 27, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. All right? So we walk the talk, is what, in other words, what I is saying. We're not going to say something like IUIC, right? And then all of a sudden they're still using that Jesus or that crystal oil name, right? Crystal. When they know that the name of the Son is Yahweh Shai. Okay, moving on to James, chapter 1. Give me a minute while I go there. James, where are you? Looking for James. Bam. Verse 12. Chapter 1, verse 12. Blessed is the man that endures temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which Yahweh Shai has promised to them that love him. Okay? So we get what they call that, chastised by our Father. Okay? It can be you can get sick, you can get hit even by a car. Okay? And if we are not in the spirit, we are not called to receive the understanding. Um, we start running to the Edomites for their sorcery, addictions. Let me put it to you that way. I can't say what it is because then I'll get deleted. It happened before. 2 Timothy. Back to 2 Timothy. Give me a minute. Chapter 2, verse 5. You're going to have more Edomite whistleblowers coming out in YouTube because, if he's being sincere in why he's doing it, many of them know that they're not going to be hiding in no bunkers. They don't have no bunkers. They're not with the elite up there, right? They're left out in the cold, right? While the Rothschild, Rockefeller, right, go underground and hide. Bill Gates, right? Elon Musk. Yep, but they all gonna be caught anyway. They won't be able to hide nowhere. Back to the lesson. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 5. And if a man also strive for masteries, yet is he not crowned, except he strive lawfully. Right? So it's important to become aware of why you're doing this. Okay? You have to look at the big picture, right? And look at it with love, fear, and trembling. Okay? Because when he comes back, Yahweh Shai, in those chariots that they call UFOs, he's not coming back for the whole world. And 2/3 of our people, so-called Negros, Latinos, Americans, and speckled birds, he's going to leave them out here to get burned. Okay? Because of their wickedness. Moving to 1 Timothy. Give me a minute. It's going to be real serious and real ugly what's about to come, but yet beautiful. Chapter 1, verse 17. Now unto the King, eternal, immortal, invisible, the only wise, Yahweh Shai, be honor and glory forever and ever. Amen. Right? I mean, NASA is talking about its science that they use when they already showed the whole world that the science of the Edomites sucks. Right? Flippy floppy goes up and down. Okay? Let me go to Hebrew chapter 5. Let me go to Hebrew chapter 5. Moving along. Bam. Chapter 5, verse 7. Okay, see if I can take it all the way to 14. Verse 7, who in the day of his flesh, right, when he had offered up prayers and supplication with strong crying and tears unto him that was able to save him from death, and was heard that he feared. Right? Because in that day when all hell breaks loose worldwide, okay, second shutdown, right, lockdown, lights out, it's going to get real ugly. And while everybody's running to and fro and confused, oh, we're going to be caught in Yahweh Shai. Okay? And some of us are going to be taken, taken to FEMA camps, right? Beaten. Our heads, we're going to be headed, some of us, starved to death. We're going to cry out to Yahweh Shai. Our big brother, our King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Verse 8. Though he were a son, yet learned he obedience by the things which he suffered. See? So the same way Yahweh Shai, when he came to this world, he suffered. Okay? So must we. Verse 9. And being made perfect, he became the author of eternal salvation unto all them that obey him. Yeah, he got that perfect body. Okay? Even though he didn't even sin. Okay? So he showed the way of what we have to do. Verse 10. Call of Yahweh Shai a high priest after the order of Melchizedek. Okay? Verse 11. Of whom we have many things to say, and hard to be uttered, seeing ye are dull of hearing. In other words, we all come to learn the truth, but in different levels, right? And in learning, we have to start with milk. That's how come you see this in this YouTube that I have, this page. It's called Sincere Milk, right? I had another page, but the YouTube delete everything, which I'll be making a new one. But, you start just like a little baby or a child starts with milk, and then he, as he's growing, he learns, and then he gets strong meat, right? Verse 12. For when for the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teaches you, again, which be the first, listen careful, principle of the oracle of Yahweh Shai, and are become such as have need of milk, and not of strong meat. Right? We all been living in this wicked kingdom. We all been lied to. So, we start with the basics. And then as time goes on, we start learning the mysteries of Scripture, right? Through the elders and through our archives, right? And then we study also through the YouTube from GMS, our elders as well. Okay? They've been out there for a long time. Just like my elder has as well. Okay, moving along to 13. For everyone that use milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe. Right? So as time goes on, you're learning, you're growing, the spirit is maturing. Okay? Verse 14. But strong meat belongs to them that are full of age. It's not talking about the age of the flesh, by the way, okay? It's talking about the spirit. Those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil. And boy, if you are ignoring when you are being called, or you have been called, and then you turn your back, that is not wise at all. I want to go to Hebrew chapter 12, verse 6 to 10. For when Yahweh loved, he chastised and scourged every son whom he receives. Okay? If Yahweh did it to Yahweh Shai, he's going to do it to us as well. And it's because he loved us. Right? Verse 7. If ye endure chastening, Yahweh Shai deals with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chastised not? Right? And remember, the chastisement that we do here in the flesh when you're a father, compared to the chastening that the Father, Yahweh Bashin Yashai, does, man, if he wants to get your attention, he can hit you with cancer. You can get hit by a car and you don't die, right? He can put you in a wheelchair, put you crippled, right? To get your attention. Something to think about. Okay, verse, I said 6, right? Yeah. Verse, let me see where I'm at. Verse 8, but if ye be without chastisement, wherefore all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons? So, the true bastards really are the Edomites, okay? Because we know who we come from. But that's an expression that he's giving. So, do you want to act like a bastard? Do you want to insist and believe that you're something that you're not? Right? So-called Negro Latino American speckled bird. And that you don't come from a mighty, wealthy family. A big family. Right? 12 tribes. The head king, Judah. Right? The lion. It's going to be beautiful when the kingdom comes back. With Yahweh Shai. I go to verse 9. Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh, which correct us, and we gave them reverence. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirit and live? Right? I mean, it's saying the truth. Why you want to keep practicing things that are going to bring curses to you and death? Right? And when I say that, I'm talking about the second death. Get burned with fire. That's crazy, but hey, it's going to happen to 2/3 of our people. I go to verse 10. For they verily for a few days chasten us after their own pleasure. But he for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness. Yeah, so he can set us apart, so he can perfect us, right? So if we die doing the work in the name of Yahweh Shin Yahweh Shai, when he comes back, he's going to raise us up first, right away. Boom, here's the body, the spiritual body, right? I'm going to go and leave it with 1 Corinthians chapter 11. Give me a minute. Verse 11, chapter 11, Slaki. Verse 32. But when we are judged, we are chastened of Yahweh Shai, that we should not be condemned with the world. You see? So hard times are coming. Okay, winter's around the corner. The Edomites are getting ready. They already announced the, what they call that? The Fed now, right? The digital currency. Okay. They already made it clear about the mark, right? The chip, which they will mandate that you have to take, or else, right? Now it just came out with NASA about that Beetlejuice, right? And now, of course, the pipelines, right? And then, of course, Sleepy Joe announcing that, Putin can bring Armageddon. All right? I hope that this was edifying, and with that, I'll say Shalom.